Welcome to another episode of Inside the Barrel, where Jon and I pretty much take on all the problems you have in consulting or as a client in ServiceNow and deliver it to you unscripted and real. Today, we actually have the honor of a developer MVP from ServiceNow joining us, and I will let him do his introduction. And then we'll kind of get started.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I'm Ashutosh. I'm basically a dev MVP and community MVP. I'm basically located in Netherlands, working with an insurance-based company. Have an experience of more than 8 years in ServiceNow. My specialties are ITOM, Flow Designers, Integration Hub, app development, and I have my own podcast, Latan Vipratan. Then I have my own YouTube channel. Of course, you will see Jon and Dorian coming there soon. So let's wait for it.
Awesome. I just want to say, Jon, this is our most international podcast ever.
Well, yeah. I feel I'm the one that's like not normal anymore. You guys are both out of the country, and
yeah. So great. Yeah, awesome. Super happy to have you. Today we're going to talk about Process Automation Designer and Playbooks, which I believe is like the future of ServiceNow that I try to tell everybody. It's like, and we'll kind of go into a little bit about Process Automation Designer. It's really trying to like visualize your business processes like across your organization and really like take Flow Designer to the next level. So the idea is your flows will, build some sort of workflow that's, from start to finish, but like Process Automation kind of sits on top of it that allows you to do things that isn't automated or needs breaks or needs some intervention to really outline everything. So we're gonna caveat, I have like never done anything in Process Automation Designer, so we're really diving into this like with.
Well, it's pretty new, isn't it? I mean, within the last couple of releases.
Yeah, so I think Paris was the first release of Process Automation Designer, or at least the one that we could access. They always do dark releases, and they've drastically improved it over the last like two releases. So and I'm assuming in San Diego there's even more things. Like I feel like Process Automation is definitely one of those ones that gets a lot of attention. All your creator workflows or agent experiences will probably touch Process Automation at some point. So
and a shout out to CreatorCon because we have submitted a proposal, me and my partner Dhruv, for Process Automation Designer Lab. So this session is going to be interesting for that. So we will get to learn a lot, and then we can fine tune the lab for it.
Awesome. So you're gonna tell us everything.
No, it's new for me also. So exploring, okay. But the major advantage which I have seen is it is more interactive with respect to end users as well as with respect to the fulfillers.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's just dive right in. So on my screen I got us pretty much. Normally, Jon and I will install plugins, but there's a lot of plugins on Process Automation and Playbooks, and so I just went ahead and installed all of them.
It's the magic oven.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I actually had a different instance where I installed them all and it broke. So like I'm glad I did a couple of these just in case. So we'll get started. So let's talk about like a customer problem. I know in San Diego, ServiceNow is really focused on financial service offerings, so FSO, and one of their playbooks that they're actually building for you and bringing it to you as an end customer is like a banking loan application, right? So I figured like since that's already coming out and we've all used the bank at some point in our life, like maybe we could try to build that without no knowledge of it whatsoever that ServiceNow is doing. So I
See,
expect
my
Jon.
only experience with Playbooks is from a previous company. We did disaster recovery. So basically, it was like, if we lose everything, what are the steps to get you back and running? Because I was in charge at that point of like SharePoint and some older web systems. And so it was like, okay, document how we get your servers back up and running and to recover from disasters. And that's the only playbook that I have experience with is just disaster recovery.
Yeah, for me it was security incident management module, because that is the area where most of the playbooks are used by the analyst, and maybe this can be embedded there, but we need to see.
Yeah, yeah. I envision like any agent workspace or kind of any like fulfiller task oriented view is where this will hopefully come into play. How soon? Don't know. But yeah, so I figured we're just gonna go for it. So I got here by, typing in process automation designer, so you guys can know that. And then I don't know, bank loan application for Jon's awesome bank. And so normally I probably wouldn't do this in global, but we're gonna keep it easy for now and do it in global. And we're gonna trigger this off of a record or create. I don't know there's no existing triggers that we have, so this one looks fine to me. And so the way, from what I know, the way process automation works is it triggers off of some event or some action or some record on a table. So very similar to Flow Designer, where you have to start with some sort of trigger. And I think they're improving this. So in the future, it doesn't actually have to be a record trigger, or you could create your own trigger that's like a scheduled job like thing. But for now, I think out of the box, it's based on just a record. So what record should we trigger our bank loan? So ideally, it would be on some custom table, and maybe we go and create a custom table real quick because yeah, let's do that, because that would,
Yep.
I'm not gonna so we'll go to tables.
Meanwhile, when you are creating the table, so we can put the plugin names in the description later on, right? Which people should look into.
Yeah, totally. So let's say bank loan, and we're gonna extend customer service case, because that has a bunch of fields for us, so we don't have to worry about that. And ideally, I'd create it in that scope, but we're just gonna do it in global, even though ServiceNow recommends you do that. All right, so we now have a bank loan. This one. So I'm just gonna go back one. I didn't trust that it'll pick up that table. All right, so bank. Bank loan.
You may have to go all the way out.
Oh man. Yeah. Bank loan.
Where's the record watcher here?
Yeah. Shh, that's not in UI Builder yet. I don't know.
It's not that reactive, yeah.
Yeah. But I do know, we'll talk about it, I do know Playbooks have the ability to just auto refresh. So that part is kind of cool. But apparently this part isn't. Do I not?
Don't tell me that we need to refresh the whole browser.
No, I think it's the licensing. I remember that like you can only do certain things in here. So it looks like I'm not able to use that one, which is weird. Maybe if I like change scope, maybe let's create this in a different scope.
PFP and customer service.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's try this scope and create a new table. Bank loan, because I didn't even see customer service as an option there. And I know there are some like the app engine stuff, like there's certain things that need to be installed for you to unlock all of it. So if this doesn't work, we'll just go ahead and try it on one of the other ones. Oh. Well, apparently you don't need a table, apparently. So, but yeah, let's try doing that again. So bank loan from Jon. We're just getting less words every time.
Because it takes too much to keep typing.
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks like I only have access to global things. So my guess is there's a plugin that's essentially like, it's so interesting that maybe these are just off tasks. And I think it would take us too long to do it. All right, well, it's not gonna be off of case. Issue, anyone? Issue sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right, and every issue. Let's see, maybe, yeah, we're just gonna do every issue. All right, what is the issue table so that we know how to test this? Issue.list. Really, but I can't even create one. Is that?
Was that a GRC issue table or?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh geez. So it's off of task. Oh my gosh. I got one more idea here.
just build it off incident.
Yeah, I think we'll just build it off of incident. Let's just create bank loan off of task. Maybe
that'll work too.
Off of task, this will work for us. Bank loan application. All right, third time's a charm. We'll see. I think we could just change the. It's already in customer service, but this one was in global. Here we go. Properties. Yeah, I know. Table. Bank. Hey, and here we see all of them. Oh my gosh. All right, well, that's cool. So let's go back to our one in customer service. Let's go into that customer service app. Try to really do this somewhat the right way. So we're in our customer service one. Oh, and because we've selected it, you can't actually, gosh, we are not lucky so far. All right, for Jon. All right. See, we do this so that, someone can go back and like figure it out. So we're just gonna go to designer, or we're gonna click X here, and it's gonna create it or not. So this time I don't even know why it didn't create it. Wow, this one's rough. Bank loan from J. Select the trigger. Really good at this one. Okay, so what did I do? Oh, I think I just like clicked away, maybe.
Maybe you just went back to trigger selection.
No.
Back to process details.
Let me just refresh this after. Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's interesting.
We're doing great here. All right, so now I should be able to select my bank loan application. All right, look at that. We're doing awesome here. Run this trigger on no, we don't want to. Okay, cool. So Let's add some lanes. All right, so what do we think the first thing, like so lanes here are kind of like stages, or like states. So what do we think is like the first stage of like a bank loan?
If you ask me, it's the verification of the data which is entered.
Okay, verification. I like it. And so normally once you have your lane, you create these things called activities. So normally what I like to do, and I think it would be a good practice, is just create instructions activities for each lane so that when someone comes to it, they know like what they're doing. And this will make more sense when we show like a preview of this. So this is like start verification. Collect information and make sure it is all correct. Okay, so that's kind of the first thing. My guess is like there's some sort of like, are we gonna create a task for the verification or just update the record with fields to be filled in?
Isn't it usually I would think you'd want a task because you have a team that verifies the data, right? They have different, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they'll have different components. Like one person will have the person background check or whatever, and then someone's got to go check employment do the employment verification, and stuff like that. So I would assume you'd want to do tasks because you're going to have different people that have to do different components of the loan application.
So I guess so I agree. I think there's some sort of like tasks that we would create. I think the question is like, let's say an email comes in, right? And the case is generated, this bank loan case. There's probably information that we want to fill out on that case before we go and send it off and create tasks, right? So maybe this is like, so let's say you email in, you're like, hey, I want to start the process for a bank, or you call in. Well, I probably need to update the case with like your name and your email address before
to me, it's like if you want to get online and apply for a loan, you just apply, like you get to their form, you put in a little bit of information, and then stuff comes back to you to do more for the loan.
Okay.
And so
what would you call this task?
Are we assuming that we've already collected info?
No, this is the whole end-to-end process, right? So,
but there is a good point, right? We are assuming something here that we have a form that is submitted with some information, and then the process is triggering. So this lane will trigger. And then Jon made a good point, like there can be a background verification, employment verification. So we need multiple tasks for it.
Okay, so like, so I guess like, where do we start, right? Like we're business analysts, right? And like, what's the first task that we're gonna assign to someone, right?
Well, so again, are we assuming we've already received something from an end user, or do we need to start from them getting to a form and filling out some information and submitting that?
So let's take this assumption. Somebody calls in and we go and want to create a case here for them, and they're on the phone with us. So we press the create case button and this thing pops up, and we then that's where we started.
So I would probably rename that first. I can't remember what they're called now, channels or lanes. I would probably rename that as, intake.
Okay.
Just because you're not verifying anything yet, you're just intaking the info, starting that case.
Okay. So then is this a task, or are we just updating the record because we have a case in front of us, right?
I think we're just updating the record. Okay. Well, I guess you're creating it because when they call in, you create that case, right?
Well, yeah, like you press like you're in Agent Workspace and you press that plus button and
Oh, okay.
you have some form show up. So maybe there is some update record. So date, name, and email, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
And this
And
is from the trigger.
this process will also respect the notification engine, right? So let's say if the record is updated, saved, and if we have any notification configured based upon some condition, we don't explicitly have to put some notification activity here. It will automatically send a creation notification, for example.
Yeah, and I think that brings up a good point that like maybe you don't want that automation anymore, right? Because you want the experience to maybe you pre-fill the email, but you want the agent to actually click the email button, right?
Yeah.
So it's good point. I don't know the answer. So
Yeah, no, that's the reason we are here to try. So,
yeah, I'm starting, like when I think of process automation, I really think that like you don't want like if you already have agents intervening, I think a decent amount of them are allow the agent to
Control the process.
control the process.
Yeah.
Because I find there's so many edge cases that it's really hard to kind of solve for.
I think if this was an automated, like I just went to the website and filled out the form, sure, have your automated notifications go out and say, okay, we've received your submission, yada, yada, yada. But like you're saying, if you've got an agent actually intervening here, maybe you want that agent to control that process. But eventually it'll get to a point where something gets emailed back out to the user saying, we've done some stuff together.
yeah, at least a
Yeah.
reference to a case, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what we've done here. Like let's just say this was our whole process. We're gonna activate this, and it's gonna yell at me. Isn't in the process applications. Oh man. See, I'm glad we did that because that would have been really sad. So it's saying that I think us going around it didn't work. Oh gosh. All right.
Are you in
Mm-hmm.
customer service? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I was. Let's just go back to global, our best friend. This one was global, and we can put a table here we had a bank one, right? Bank loan, and this one extended task. So I think this one is going to be okay. And then we're going to add a new lane for intake. We're going to create an instruction. Start intake, collect all the awesome information, and we're gonna activate. Hey, that one worked. Okay, so I think the first question is like, how do we see this information, right? So there's a test button here that apparently I can't click. So I don't know if that's like my instance I broke it or maybe
Is it because it's activated? You can't test it?
No, it could no, I think it's because there may not be any issues. Like maybe it needs an issue to test it rather than create one. So let me just try to create one of these.
But I assume, like Flow Designer, it should give us a plus sign also to create our own record in a small pop-up window.
Yeah, and maybe it's my instance is broken and we can't. Oh, there's test. Hey, oh, look at that.
Now we don't know what was the exact thing.
Well, no, I think it was because it requires
Yeah.
at least one of them. So it was interesting that it couldn't even test without one. All right, so let's run this test. And okay, that was not really great.
Well, all you've got is instructions on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping that there would have been that preview. Let
Preview, yeah.
me, yeah, let's go, let's go back to here. So here is the playbook onboarding demo, right? So that I installed this on this instance so that there is like an example, and apparently this instance doesn't want like me either. All right.
There is no property like
Okay.
Flow Designer, right? Because in Flow Designer, they introduced one reporting property. So I assume that there is nothing like that for process automation.
Yeah, so well, this is interesting because on here, when I click test, it says like create a new record.
So it gives you the
So
ability to do that without going out.
yeah. So then let's test that again. I just created one.
Did you save it?
Interesting. I mean, I did, but so this is on interaction. Yeah, so there's this one's here.
Yep.
So let's refresh this one more time. And this is their playbook that you can install as a plugin, and it gives you a bunch of stuff. But
And if you type process automation in the left navigation, do we see some extra options now after activating the plugins where we can actually see what is running?
there we go. That just required a refresh. So like you're talking about, so there's flow administration, and then there's like your process administration. So you can definitely see all of those things. So when I run this test, what I was hoping for was like
Performance.
view it in. Yeah. Wow.
I
This one
kid.
is.
I only bring it up because I always get nailed on this from clients on how slow things are.
So this is what I was hoping for. There was this like playbook preview, and this should show us like a preview of what it looks like for an agent. So like,
Okay.
look how.
Yeah, that's what
Look
I was
how.
kind of wanting to see too, like what the agent experiences as they go through the.
Yeah, so this is kind of like our lanes, right? Here's our things, and you can even see future ones. So I wonder, like ours didn't even pop up. And my guess for this is
a weird thing, like for service portal widgets, whenever we used to create widget, we need to enable the preview, right? I hope there is nothing like that to enable the preview.
that is a good question. I do remember there is something like playbook experience. So if I go here, so the global one is there, and it's a read-only one, and it exists. And my guess is in this one too, playbook experiences. So there's like more of them here because there's one for this whole thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just have like a broken instance here. I don't even see the preview. Like there's got to be a setting because I don't even see the preview option. I mean, before we dive into the deep end, this properties.
Do we need to add something in this playbook experience, like a table or the playbook name?
Like an actual experience,
Like
besides just instructions.
Yeah, there's no. I don't see any like preview option here. Maybe like playbook. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're just gonna ditch my other experience, and I probably missed a plugin or something because I'm gonna guess that this is the same in both of those instances. So, all right. All right. I've steered us into a crazy direction. So we're gonna do this on this instance now. We're gonna go to tables. Gosh. Okay, before I do that, we're gonna see if we can actually some awesome we're going to see what triggers we can, what tables we can select here. Because if we can select the scoped ones, then we can build something off of case. So tables, case. Okay, so I think this instance actually has things set up. So we're gonna do that. So customer service, we're gonna go to tables, we're gonna create this bank. All I want to do is create a bank loan application. Bank loan. Cool, that looks fine. Extends case. All right. We're good. Cool. And create a new process. Bank loan from Jon. We're going to choose trigger. And bank loan. Look at that. This instance has something working for it. All right, we're gonna take our intake. We're gonna add an instruction. And this is gonna be start intake, information. We're gonna activate this. We're gonna test. And this one says we need to go create a new record. So we'll go and create a new record. Cool. Just put the word B in front of it. Test. Sweet. Okay, and we go back here, close this, we refresh, and we click this test button again. And we see the bank record. Nice. Hey!
Get a preview.
And look at that. It's beautiful. We've actually done this multiple times. So there looks like there's multiple playbooks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. All right, so now I think so kind of where I'm at is I think the next part is like what does this look like for like that's a preview for an agent, but like actually how does this look in the workspace? So I wonder if we go to the workspace, we're going to use the new CSM one. Hopefully that doesn't cause issues for us. And so the first thing is we can't even like get there because if I click this plus button, it's not going to do anything. And then I don't even know if, okay, so we have this case. So we found our case. And we're going to see, and we see Playbook. Hey!
Yeah.
So that's good.
And I think we can embed this to the right side where you see the 4 icons. Yeah, you can, because that is what I have seen on our normal agent workspace, that the playbooks are actually embedded there. So you click and in one lane you see the progress.
That's cool. I think there's also these notions of like record generators. And what that will do is essentially when you click that plus button, it'll open in Playbook. So you don't even have to have agency forms anymore. So if we do like a bank loan and pray that all of this stuff is already exists.
So you're talking something like if we want to resolve an incident, they don't have to actually go to the form, just they will see a button, click it, done.
Yeah, like, so I'm thinking like they don't ever have to see forms anymore. You just see playbooks, which would be kind of nice. Let's just add contact here because I don't actually know what this this does active short description. Okay, so let's, now how do we get these generators linked to the playbook? Good question. I don't, so now we need to figure out how to get the generator there. But if I go to lists, I don't even remember off the top. If I click new, is this going to be, so yeah, this is like that form. So rather than like, you know, a form popping up, we want it to pop up that generator. So let's see.
The
How
record
do we,
generators.
so yeah, so we're in here, we created
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We said it's for this bank loan process. I think we need to tie it though to the workspace. And I remember that this workspace is really, really tricky. So the new workspace, so this like CSM one, I need to like, there's like some JSON file that we need to change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or do we need to go to configure workspace in UI builder and do the mapping there? I think so.
Yes. Wow, man. That's what
You
I was
can
like.
do the, yeah.
Now we're really trying to dive
If you go
in.
to the
Like,
workspace,
oh,
if you go to the workspace and then your name, you see your name at the right side top
yep.
corner. Yeah,
Oh,
config.
that's
I think it will directly.
way easier. Okay, so I think so these are
You
like,
can open in UI Builder, that button there.
Yeah, it will take
yeah,
you to the.
but I'm pretty sure it's one of these JSON files actually. So I just need to remember which one it is. Record. Oh yeah, this one. And let's change. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's not this one.
We can check if you open it in UI Builder. I think we will get the name from there.
So let me change to that. CSM and FSM. So landing page, is it gonna show up? Cool. So we don't want the landing page, we want the list one?
The record, no, record.
Record. And maybe it's not record.
Yeah, this is tricky. We can't change this as well. We need to clone the page.
Yeah, but there's also the header that doesn't show here, right? You notice that, that's why I remember like to change that interaction, there's definitely some sort of mapping on the like the top level screens, right? So maybe it was this one. Record, maybe? No, that doesn't look right. This is probably where John's Googling to give me the answer.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Let's see, CSM, workspace, configure, header. See how lucky we are. Oh.
UX formatter.
Do we think it's the form header?
No, I'm checking it as well.
This is the rabbit hole. UX form header, maybe? No, I don't think it's that one. Because I think, interesting. Yeah, I don't think it's these header, maybe it's these header configs, because like we could create a new one here. But I don't really know what these, it's like you want the like default one.
Yeah.
It's not that landing page, is it?
So I don't think it's the landing page one. So I know in like the old agent workspace, it was very easy. There's like a list and you just like add to it. But I remember in this one, it's not as easy yet. And so I wonder if there's like, I feel like I was super close with, it's like one of these things. There's like routes. All right, let me read this again. So, see if there's anything around interaction in here. Nope. I could have swore it was like a JSON file that I just modified. Which bums me out that I can't remember where it was. This is when you're supposed to like save all of your documentation somewhere.
Maybe if you had a run book. Or
Yeah,
a playbook here.
yeah, playbook or maybe I did put this documentation somewhere. Let me just check. We're gonna see if I have some oven magic.
Some magic oven.
But I mean, I think this is like an example. It's like ServiceNow wants you to go to like the new CSM configurable workspace, but like it's really hard to do so. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I can't.
I don't know if there is one thing which is called as Chrome_tab, and that is under UX page properties for the UX page registry. I don't know. I can give you the name of the table. I can sys_ux. Yeah, sys_ux_page_registry.
So this looks closer to it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you see,
that one.
yeah. So see all the hidden voodoo magic you need to know. And so then there's one for the tabs configuration. So here, and so notice how there's like this JSON, and I just need to know which one it is. So new tab menu. So I just need to copy this, and it ends there. There we go. Here we go. Woo! New bank loan. Record is SN customer service case bank loan. think that was the name of our bank loan. All right. We'll see what I just broke. But I think that was it. And like, imagine like someone trying to find that, right? Like it should be front and center on some doc somewhere. Oh, so I definitely broke it because it no longer shows up here. So,
where's your versioning?
I know it's like, let me see. Oh, where's like valid JSON linter. So it's valid. All right, so we got this one, we got the first one, and we got the second one.
Maybe it's your table. Make sure your table's right.
And also my route looks wrong.
Where did that come from?
How did that A get in here? All right. I don't even know. All right, let's see. Do we have our header back?
Yeah, at least.
Nope.
Oh.
So definitely, what else am I missing here? So let's go check if that's our action. Maybe I don't need this plugin thing twice, but it is interesting. Let's go see if this was what we named this bank.
Yeah.
Okay, so nope. All right, bank loan. What's the name of this? SN customer. Oh, no case. Okay. So all right, I'm feeling good about that one, guys. All right.
Hey, look at that.
And bam.
Nice.
All right. And the idea is, so it loads the playbook for you. Like, isn't that nice? So like, you don't even need to see a form, right? Like in theory. So we'll press continue. Oh, and there's probably some more things that we'd have to configure, but let's just, and it doesn't like SN bank loan scope from was refused. Oh, Jon is your favorite.
No. Cross scopes. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not this one, right? It's the other one. It's restricted access.
Cross scope was a thing I fighted with it when I activated employee service center, sorry.
I don't even have, apparently I'm not like cool enough to even see these.
Nice.
Maybe if I elevate, I'll get to see it. That's, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe you remove application is same as target. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, no, come on.
All right,
Oh,
well, this instance is treating us real nice. But okay, so maybe it'll just let us, oh, yeah. And I don't have access to, I mean, I guess I could create this. I could try to.
Yeah.
But I have to do it in.
But you are in restricted caller. Can you once check the cross scope?
Yeah, the cross scope one.
Yeah.
And then target scope is CSM. Or case.
Sorry. Yeah, they have nothing is there.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a created or updated date. Oh, there's created date. Created. I mean, nothing recently. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I could just try to create one here for customer service. The target scope is
CSM Workspace.
CSM Workspace. And then, but it's not like a table, right? So do I just put the table? I think it's reverse, right? It's CSM Workspace is trying to do the other one.
What did go back to the message?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think cannot create operation against that. So the source is this one.
Yeah.
Can you check the table configuration first? Like, have we allowed when you created the table?
Okay. You're
did
right.
we make-
Yes. That I probably did not do that. So that's probably a better solution. Bank loan, application access, caller access, tracking.
No, don't do any.
None.
Yeah, let's try that.
Just say no to caller access.
All right, let's try that again. No.
Maybe just reload it once. I don't know.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, we're so let me just try creating one, and if not, we'll just kind of we'll stop here for now. Cross scope. So target scope is customer service. It was SN customer service. Bank loan. Operation is create allowed. We're gonna do write. We're gonna do read. All right. Do we think this is gonna work? Because I have low faith.
It should work.
Rough. My guess is like
It's CSM Workspace that is probably the problem. Like,
so normally we would just go to restricted caller access and see that. And I wonder if I like impersonate admin. Do I? Like, I don't know. Understand? I should have access to that table. Restricted. Yeah, this is gnarly.
Can you click on that search icon and search with the scope? Yeah, the search icon.
Oh yeah.
CSM.
CSM, yeah.
So no records.
Yeah, weird. All right, well, we've gotten, oh, now I can access it.
Cache issue.
Yeah, what?
weird.
Yeah, okay. So this should be CSM, and it's not there. Workspace. Yeah, because these are all human. Is there any, let's filter these out and filter that out. All right, I have.
That's the other. I thought it was the other one.
Yeah, we can look at
one.
it. Cross scope. And So, so these are the ones that we just created,
Right.
but so it looks like CSM has access to, like it should have, like here's a record that it has access to the base case. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Is there any that aren't allowed? No, yeah. This should have worked. And like maybe let's just add one more for customer service and then scriptable version. SM customer service bank loan. Well, it shouldn't. That's like not right, because it should be some sort of like all of those scriptable things.
Maybe glide record insert. Yeah.
Or maybe REST API request. Like which, oh yeah, glide new record insert. Let's try that one. That's a better target name. And the reason I was going to do tracking is it should have select or told us what it's trying to request. So let me try that one last thing. Tables. All right, well, note to self, John, I'm calling you. First time I have to do this.
Yeah. We'll walk
Caller
through it
tracking.
together and have even more fun.
All right, so that's turned on for tracking. And so now if I go here, it should filter, no, not those, but let's go caller. No, not those,
Cross. Yep.
cross. And it should show things that it's trying to access. Well, all right, well, that's at least we got to this point. And also if it was already created, so in the case of if it's already created and you want to see the playbook, here it is. So it feels like there's like this like setup that you need to do to make it work. So there's some sort of like couple hours that you have to spend to get your instance ready for doing something like this. And then the focus is really shifting back to, all right, now we're here, let's, continue, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, we didn't get very far, but
Hey,
this is
like
a great
always,
bank load.
we can do a second one and
Yeah.
revisit, right? That's what we end up doing with a lot of stuff anyways.
Yeah. So
And the most interesting part is I'm very interested in how this will be moved from dev to test, for example, because there are so many components involved, and I think that will be a tricky part, the deployment.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder
what even gets caught up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. So if we're on that's not what I wanted to go to. Let's see. Do all. So show my name. Let's filter out. Well, okay, so pretty much after we created the bank loan, right? So let me just make sure there's nothing before that. bank loan stuff, bank loan. So yeah, so like it looks like there is, let's filter that out. Like assuming that you did your table correctly. Yeah, okay, cool. So essentially there is some sort of process definition that needs to go up, right? That's that like the create process definition. And if I look at this, it's probably some complex object that
Yeah, and maybe this is
has,
getting created like the flow designer once activate button is clicked. It
yeah.
generates
So
the
like
development.
you can see here's this activity, right? Collect all information. So this definitely needs to go. I think that's the majority of it. Then like the UX page property is something, if you add that plus button, and I think that's really it. Just so it sounds like it keeps it all in a process definition, just like based on this, which is very similar to Flow, right? So Flow just has that one flow, but Flow also creates a bunch of complex objects. So this one looks a little bit cleaner where it's just one process definition.
Yep.
That's a good question though. All right, so let me stop sharing. So how did we do, Jon?
Well, I mean, obviously, the cross scope problems were not fun, and
Yeah.
I think if we revisit this, we should definitely use something that's gonna not not cause us heartache and just walk through a flow or a process, just as a a process idea on really anything that exists. So if you took like case or and didn't do a custom table, we could definitely walk through building out just an example process and say, okay, if we're going to do cases, let's just pretend this is a bank case and these are our new processes and just have them run. But I like you, I think this is a good way for ServiceNow to go as far as helping your admins work with their business clients to visualize that process. If you have a client that has a certain process and they want to get that down for how they need to interact with that case or ticket or whatever, this is a neat way to do it. I think back to other clients that I've been with, or other companies I've worked with, in how you have so many different uh, processes, right? So you have all different departments. I worked for a mortgage company who had, they had different groups that would do different things, right? You had the loan servicing group who would deal with certain aspects and they had their own process. You had some other groups that had their own processes, right? And I think this is a neat way to get that developed and applicable for each group to work their process through the loan, right? The life cycle of the loan. So I'd be more interested in actually going through an actual process flow and seeing from start to finish is where I'm at.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think maybe the follow on for this is when San Diego's released or FSO is out and that bank loan one's out. Maybe we build like a flow chart for it on something that ServiceNow already did, right? So take that example, build a flow, and then show how do we convert that flow into process automation
Yeah,
designer.
definitely.
I think what this showed is that there's still a lot of configuration that needs to kind of happen behind the scenes that the business analyst doesn't see, right? Like ideally you get all of this set up and then you hand them that one screen that says go, here's your process, here's some training on how to do it and kind of
Yeah.
go from there.
And that administration piece that gets it all set up, I think that's going to be the tricky piece. If it's not ready to go and you've got your business analyst building out those processes, you're going to have a lot of problems. and not very good adoption either. People get a bad taste if it's not prepared correctly. Like from what we just ran through, if that happens to your business analyst, they're not going to want to use it. They're going to be like, well, this doesn't work. I don't want to do this.
Yeah. What about you, Ashu?
For me, yeah, it seems to be a prerequisite or a pre-work is needed to set up process automation. So that we clearly saw. And but the advantage is the view and the simplicity and how interactive it is. We will, like I agree with Jon, we should see the whole flow working, which will give us a clear understanding of, okay, what are the more hurdles, what are the more advantages, and how clean it is.
Yeah, it reminds me of like if, let's see, let me change my screen share to, or let me just add it back. So like, imagine like you would give so let's say it's not ready in the tool yet, Jon. What I envision you would do is you would give them some sort of, go to Lucid Chart, tell us what these are, your intake, your verification, whatever, and tell them to go like, this means a instruction, right? This one means a like an update record, right? Like I think you could probably mimic that PAD experience in like having a template like this for your BSAs to give them without even them needing access to the tool in the beginning.
Sure. And I think an admin should be able to take this template, once the BA is done and they give it back to you, this should be easily implemented. As an admin, you can put this in there that fast once you get it back. But I think, going the future, though, the BA should be able to go in there and just do this without, having to do it somewhere else and then bringing it in. Just give them the ability to do that. But like we said, the setup's got to be done first.
And that is something good which you showed, Dorian, because then we can do segregation of duties, because the BA will also put actors in there, right, who should do what. So that will give us a clear vision in terms of security also.
Yeah.
We did a good start.
Yeah, I think there's ideas, right? I mean, a lot of this is really to just spark the ideas on how to do it, and we'll come back with maybe a flow when FSO is out, and we'll try it, and maybe on San Diego or something, when we get one of those in the PDIs, we'll play with it. So.
Is FSO slated for San Diego?
Yes, yeah. So the San Diego release notes already talks about FSO.
Okay.
So,
we already got FSO, I think, in Quebec, a small version of it.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I think it's on the store right now. And I think they're just enhancing it in San Diego. Cool.
Great.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. I hope this was fun. If you like it and you like Jon's beard, like and subscribe. Thank you, Ashu, for coming on. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.